Hello and welcome back. I'm one of your three hosts, Urbia.
I'm Ajit.
And I'm Maeve. And everybody rejoice in the streets because there are rumors abound that Kathleen Kennedy has been fired.
Oh, thank God.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. But obviously this doesn't stop the shill media, right? Because they need to somehow paint this in a positive light. Which brings us to a Forbes article, everybody.
Oh, goody.
Written.
Forbes.
Yes.
They're trustworthy, right?
Written by Mark Hughes, who writes about films, especially superhero films and Hollywood.
And pray do tell, what is the name of this article?
It's Kathleen Kennedy is still the best person to make Star Wars movies.
Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I think I just had a major stroke.
I think
I need to go to the hospital.
Guys,
sorry guys, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. I just need a moment.
Right now, if there's any Star Wars fan that is sleeping in the world, you have just woken up in a cold sweat. By the mere mention of me stating what he just said.
Just wake up. Oh, Kennedy. Oh, thank God.
So why don't you start out with, the first part of the article?
Alright, so, the article begins. Rumors surfaced this week that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy might step down from company leadership in the aftermath of Solo, the Star Wars story, box office failure. Well, I mean, no shit, you turn a multi-billion-dollar franchise into something that can't even get to 400 million. What did you expect? But okay. This comes amid rampaging racism, sexism, and other extreme toxic behavior from a segment of mostly male and mostly white fans who have taken to harassing female characters and artists for existing. This is all part of a larger bigoted backlash of complaints against Star Wars for incorporating people of color and other types of diversity into the previously predominantly white male storytelling. That is the first paragraph.
Why?
So
where did this idea that Star Wars fans are racist and sexist come from? Who started this rumor? How has this ever been a problem? I don't get it.
Yes, I have never in my entire life ever met a single Star Wars fan that said anything bad about Lando. Ever.
Or
not
and that was
once.
The 80s when racism was still heavy.
Yes, people loved Lando. Lando was awesome.
And it's not like Star Wars fans are these, back of the corner nerds that only see Star Wars and nothing else. We're self-aware. How many Lando is the only black man in the universe jokes are made? How many times is it the joke being made that Princess Leia was the only woman in the universe? We knew that there was a lack of these people in the movies. And it wasn't deliberate. It was just made in those times. So can everybody please stop saying that
take a chill
Star Wars fans are racist and sexist? No, we're just
not.
Anti-bad movie.
Yes, we just...
And I would argue, what happened to Black Panther then? That movie's the 10th highest grossing movie of all time?
Exactly.
Where were these racists then?
Exactly, because apparently we're all racist because I don't know about you guys, but I happily went to go support, Black Panther, We didn't think it was the best movie ever, but we fucking really enjoy watching the Marvel movies overall because they're at least on average, at worst, just average, it's not...
Yeah, at worst average.
Yeah, at worst average.
Should I continue with the next paragraph?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. This is the same group of fans, remember, whose entire rant is rooted in their own personal politics and a desire to see their personal preferences projected onto the screen while nobody else is entitled to the same right or representation. That enraged reactionaries want to deny everybody else equal representation while demanding their own right to be heard and obeyed is hardly new or shocking, of course. These types of vulgar fans have always existed because fandom is just a portion of the population as a whole, and the population always includes angry, self-entitled bigots.
Hey, guys, I've got a novel idea. How about making a good story, putting good actors in it, and then filming it well with a decent budget. Nah, I take that back. There's no chance that will sell. No, you have to have diversity for the sake of diversity.
But this isn't diversity. This is tokenism.
Yes.
There's a difference.
We have degrees in psychology, and this is blatant tokenism.
Yeah, we're not regurgitating this. This is textbook examples of modern racism.
If they really wanted to, encourage the minority, they would have had more than just like one of each race being a single character. Why not have more that? Because it's fine if they have them constantly as extras, constantly.
Yeah.
But that means nothing. Why can't you have two Asian people in a movie? Why can't you have two black people in a movie? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why?
The perfect example, I'll just quickly mention this. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It has two black people in positions of power and two Hispanics in the show. That's diversity.
Yes, that's
it's not
diversity.
Just let me pick and choose one of each, and the rest let's just have them
yes,
white.
And you know
that's
what?
Not diversity.
No one complains about that at all, about that show, because it's done right and the show is good. It's not shit like The Last Jedi was.
Saying I'm going to have diversity for the sake of diversity, I'd argue is a racist statement in its own.
Yeah,
saying,
it is.
That's
why this isn't diversity.
Yeah, I'm going to put a woman
diverse.
in the show because, statistics say I need a woman. To which you say, is there a reason? Why are these people here? If you can't say that, it's that person that says, I can't be racist, I have a black friend.
Yeah,
what?
that is it.
It's
that is exactly it.
If you say that, you're a racist. If you say that, you are a racist. You should not see color, and then you're not a racist.
And I will reiterate, at no point had anybody had a problem with the fact that there are women and people of color and different races in the new Star Wars movies. Our complaints were the stories were shit and the characters were boring.
Hey, guess what? How about this, Lucasfilm? Look at your grossing movies, okay? You saw the first one, Force Awakens. Everybody went to go see it, and it got relatively good marks. It was a pretty decent movie, people enjoyed it, and it got over $2 billion. But now,
okay.
The Last Jedi, you're basing everything you're just saying, oh, no, Star Wars has always made money. It's always made money.
Yeah, But okay, so this genius continues in saying, in other words, it's fine to ignore them and not to care what they want or what they say. Always a good way to start a dialogue by saying who you can ignore. And to deny them what's it?
Myopic.
What?
I don't know what it means.
What is
myopic whitewash?
That's whitewashed world data mod. What is
this guy is on some strong shit?
Okay, I'm sorry. That was very unprofessional of me. I'll try again. They don't deserve representation of their ideas since their ideas are backwards, hateful, and devoid of merit. In the first place... I don't read very well. I'm very sorry. If you scream in anger about seeing other people represented, if you harass and insult them and threaten and marginalize people for daring to exist and to appear in your movies, then you and your beliefs have no place in modern storytelling and modern society, except as villains to be defeated and cast aside forever.
Oh my god!
This guy is over dramatizing.
He thinks tokenism and diversity means the same thing. It's ridiculous.
He used the word myopic.
He used the word myopic, and it's unbelievable. I cannot believe that he actually said, myopic, whitewashed world they demand. Motherfucker.
Who
we
said that?
are
Like,
not
how did Black
demanding.
Panther gross that much in the
Yes.
theaters? Then I really don't understand if it's these races that ruin Star Wars.
We are not demanding
Where
anything
are
except for good Star Wars
Where are
movies.
these
That's all we
racists?
want.
Where are these races? I swear to God, I can't find
If Rose
them.
was a white male character, he would still be a shitty character. Like,
Yes.
oh my god.
I know, it's just, it's badly written characters. That's why there was so much
We
shit
don't-
against Rose Tico. It's not, she's just a bad character
Yeah.
written badly.
Badly.
There's nothing wrong with her performance. She did what she had with the shit script, which Ryan Johnson made, which, by the way, is a white guy. So you're simultaneously defending and opposing, and you're like, what are you fucking doing?
Kennedy,
I don't know. I
Kennedy
don't
is
know.
also white. She's at the very top of this
Wait,
pillar,
what?
and no
Are
one
you-
seems to.
Wait.
Oh, but she's.
Full disclosure, we're also white as well.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yes, but you
Okay,
see,
okay.
we're not racist, okay? Like, we don't put tokenism in movies. We just care about the quality of the movie.
we need a token minority on this podcast, though.
Yeah.
Right?
We've got a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
By the
that's
way,
weird.
I've noticed this something. They always say it's white versus, the other races. To which I would reply, okay, which white? I've noticed they never speak about the white ethnicities. There's Slavic, there's Teuton, there's Nordic. But no, white. Just
No, yeah, white is
I would-
usually referred to, West
I
West
would-
European and American.
Like, down here in South Africa, being a white guy, my answers is all, like, they did not live in South Africa during the apartheid or anything. We came after the apartheid was almost done, And just because I'm white, I am constantly, like being told that I'm, that I'm an awful person down here, because
but yeah,
I'm
let's
white.
continue.
But, like, it's just,
Like,
it's so weird.
Yeah, when did being white and criticizing something become a crime? None of
That's
us.
modern storytelling or modern society.
Yeah,
Yes.
none of us participated in the sins of our ancestors. We can't be held liable. That's like me going to. I'm trying to think of a good example here, but I'm pulling a blank at the moment.
Okay, don't worry, you'll remember
We can
later.
get back to you. We can get back to
we'll
you.
get back to you. Okay, so the next part of the article. So, despite the constant refrain of negativity directed at Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm delivered 3 critically successful Star Wars pictures in 3 back-to-back years. Okay, she did. Fine. Earning A grades from audiences and combined... Okay, A grades from audiences.
No, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's
Okay,
Highlighted
that's
lie.
relative. But
Okay.
yeah,
It
continue.
doesn't matter what you've... Oh, wait. Audience combined... Oh, yeah. And a combined $4.4 billion in global box office. It doesn't matter what you think about the process of director selections, the changes made during various productions, or other aspects of how the sausage gets made that we regularly hear about nowadays. The bottom line is the bottom line, and Kennedy has overseen a remarkably successful, at every level, franchise revival.
Oh
No,
my God.
she hasn't.
So
Are
is
you-
he saying by any means necessary? This awfully sounds, fascist to me.
It does. I mean, the thing is, he makes no sense here. Like, Solo.
By any means
Solo-
necessary? Are you kidding
Solo
me?
is a critical bomb. She made something that nobody wants to see. Both fans and normal moviegoers don't want to see this movie. She cannot be allowed to carry on the way that she's going. And no wonder, if the rumors are true, she's getting fired.
And once again, he's using the argument, oh, but the movie made money. Okay, first of all, you buy the ticket before you watch the movie. Secondly,
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
pointing out that a movie made money focuses on the financial performance of the movie. Not
But
once
not the artistic.
has he
Exactly.
mentioned what happens in the movies. So far, Solo and Last Jedi, he doesn't speak about its content, which is what we're criticizing, by the way. Nobody said the movies, except for Solo, didn't make money. Nobody has said
Yeah.
that. Just like nobody has said that we want the movies whitewashed. What we're saying
that reminds me of like,
watched,
rappers.
Yeah. What we're saying is we watched the movie. It was bad. So now we're going home.
Exactly.
You know how rappers like to say, like, my music might not be as good or lyrical as other people, but like, I got more money than you. Like, that's the argument they're using.
Well, yeah, that's essentially what they're trying to say, and it's the stupidest argument ever. But okay,
like they're using the same argument someone like a Lil Pump.
Yes.
Like, okay.
All right.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
But financial is what matters in business, of course. Solo is a financial blemish on what had been a consistently successful cinematic brand, so it's fair to say studio leadership has to take responsibility, as long as we also give plenty of credit to that same leadership for their remarkable success with the other 3 films. So that's basically saying, well, yes, I fucked up this time, I messed up this time, but remember those other times where I didn't mess up?
Yeah.
Like, can I get my cookie for those times I didn't mess up?
They're really trying to spin this in a positive light. Look, The Last Jedi was a shit movie, okay? And because you treated the fans terribly, and because of constant reshoots and constant changing of directors, it's you, Kathleen Kennedy, you made all these decisions yourself. This is your fault.
I've also noticed that he keeps focusing on the business and money aspect. It's all well and good to say somebody is wonderful if you only focus on their good points. Yes, Kennedy is a good CEO. She is good with money. She's good
on paper, her resume is impressive.
Yeah, her resume is impressive, but she can't do creative.
Yes,
she's just not creative.
She can handle money. She's been in executive producer roles constantly throughout her career. She can handle money. Let her handle the money for all I care. Just please don't have her ever giving her artistic views on Star Wars ever again.
Yeah. She's not an artistic person. That's nothing wrong with that. I'm not artistic either. It just means I know where my talents are. But okay.
So, Maeve, you want to continue?
Yeah, so it continues.
Oh, my agenda, yeah.
It continues. Kathleen Kennedy took risks, made changes, delivered a 5-film slate of Star Wars revival films that have generated around $6 billion over 5 well-reviewed and well-liked films. Okay.
Isn't it only 4 movies? But whatever.
We'll get to that. If Episode 9 manages to top $1 billion, as I fully expect it will happen, that's a record any studio should be proud of. And it matters more than all the rumors and gossip about behind-the-scenes production troubles.
It's not rumors and gossip, it fucking happened! Like, what the
It happened! We're dealing with the situation as we speak!
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yes,
it does. Articles written about the troubles.
It does matter. It does matter if there was troubled production when the movie is bad. It's all well and good you can argue other movies have troubled productions, but here's a clincher for you. If a movie has a troubled production and it's magnificent, then it's overcoming adversity. It means despite everything, they were able to make a good movie. When you have troubled production and you produce a Solo, it just tells me, see, you were clearly just over your head with this, and you couldn't handle it.
Oh, exactly. But okay, the article carries on.
Yeah. Sweet.
It's hurting.
We'll put a link to this in the description because he carries on for a while.
And if the greatness of the original trilogy and the financial success of those original films matter, then so too does the fact that they all had a lot of trouble behind the scenes along the way. Keep in mind, The Empire Strikes Back suffered a decline of about 20% from the original film's box office and received decidedly mixed reviews at the time. Imagine how that might have played out if the internet existed back then. That's what you get for shoehorning in a black man like Lando, or Fire George Lucas, or TIE fighters dropping bombs that fall in space. Fail. Such could have been the intolerant, short-sighted view of angry fans and clickbait press. Okay, so, firstly, I want to address what he said there about the 20% decline. Okay, so,
Yeah.
I adjusted for inflation what the second movie made back in the day. And adjusted for inflation, it has $1.8 billion. Over $1.8 billion.
And Solo made?
And Solo hasn't even gotten to 400 million yet. Not
And
just
remind me
that,
what
but
the
Last
percentage
Jedi-
is again?
Last Jedi didn't get close to 1.8. And he says 20% of the original films, like a decline of 20%. Guess what, guys? A decline from over $1 billion to under 400 million is way worse than 20%. You
It's close
fucking
to
knobs!
80%, right? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like...
The guy couldn't tell the difference between a 20 and an 80.
Yeah, like, how the hell can you even, like, compare the times? You cannot compare the times. You need to adhere to a higher standard now because of the internet, you know? So adhere to it. Why is it that back then there was no internet and there was still a higher standard of movie than it is fucking now?
And Star Wars fans didn't change since then. They would have received the movie the same way either way. It just changes the way they were able to communicate.
Yes.
How was Lando shoehorned into the movie?
Yeah, he wasn't
I
sure.
don't
He was
know.
a major part of the movie.
he got-
Yeah, he was not on no side mission. or
He
whatever,
destroys
like-
the Death Star the second time.
Yeah.
He has an
Okay, let's.
Okay, but
should we
okay.
continue?
He has
Yes,
an
yes. Okay,
introduction,
Serbia.
everything, but okay.
Solo's fate is undeserved because it's an exciting, entertaining picture that reminds me of the original trilogy. Oh God. Critics and audiences who actually saw it gave it a big thumbs up approval. Oh God. Here's what I think mostly contributed to Solo's box office collapse. Should I continue
Yes,
with the
yes,
next?
carry
or
on,
should
carry
we...
on.
Okay. First of all, they released another Star Wars movie 5 months after The Last Jedi, which was a longer and more somber film. So the feelings about that prior release were still lingering and had an impact on excitement for Solo. This isn't the MCU where each film is technically in the same larger universe, but the individual Solo films have their own unique identities and brands. Star Wars is all perceived by audiences as a tightly connected ongoing tale tied to mostly the same central characters and events. So while Marvel can get away with releasing multiple superhero movies each year, Star Wars movies are first and foremost identified as a single main story, defined not by unique standalone characters, but by their specific status as Star Wars stories. Like, where is he getting this? Like,
What is
did
he
we watch the
trying
same
to
movie?
say?
Yeah, he's
Like, what is he trying to
he's
say?
going,
I don't understand.
He's going in circles.
Is he
completely.
saying Star Wars movies are characterized being Star Wars movies by being Star Wars and being a movie and a Star Wars movie and a Star Wars movie?
He's basically
And they're not Marvel movies because Marvel movies are Marvel movies.
He's- this is a Star Wars
He's
movie.
saying that Solo's box office collapse is because of because they released another Star Wars movie 5 months after The Last
How
Jedi.
long was
That is like what the
How
hell?
big a gap is there between Marvel movies? It's
Like what? Like a month at most?
Well, okay, no, it's more
Yeah,
than
okay.
that. But like this year alone, there's been I think over 2 or over Marvel movies that have released.
yeah, that means
You
that
know,
still
so-
means it's one
I mean, if
movie
you include
every 4
Deadpool
months.
into
Yes.
that.
Okay, yeah, if you
Yeah.
throw Deadpool, yeah, I'll throw Deadpool into that because it's a superhero.
So it's
movie.
one every 3 months thing statistically.
Yeah, like, look, I would gladly go watch Star Wars if it released every month. If the movies were good, like really good, I would enjoy every second of it. But you're making ass movies, and then you're expecting me to go pay my hard-earned money to go watch it. No, that's not how it goes. Like, that's not how it goes. I'd rather go watch a movie that I know I'm going to enjoy, where, you know, the fan base is, like, not always being put down because of what we say, you know?
Or saying things like, listen, I don't think the characters were done well. You're a racist and a sexist.
Like, right, like, no, people were complaining about the writing more so than the color or the race of the character.
Yeah, but
Or
Johnson's
actor,
white, so
rather.
they couldn't play that card.
So, carrying on.
Okay, so continuing on, the issue of competition leads. The issue of competition leads us to another major point. which is that Solo, a Star Wars story, should have been released at Christmas. That extra months would have put distance between the negative reports during the reshoots and would have allowed extra time to change the entire narrative and to do different rollouts and marketing. Okay, the guy does have a point here. Maybe postponing the movie would have been the worst idea.
Yeah, this is like the one of the few points.
Okay, I can concede that point. The movie would still have been shit, but...
Yes. It still would have failed, but
okay.
Carry on.
And the Christmas holidays would have provided a much friendlier marketplace. Of course, Solo could have at least hit closer to the 700 million territory it was predicted as the low end of its potential.
That's the low end?
Yeah, that was the low end.
So moving it to Chris... Okay, right. With a chance of... With a change of release date and the extended period of time to undo the negative narrative in the press and use marketing to change the film's reputation.
Okay, I'd like to just say that there's nothing you could have done to change the movie's reputation in 5 months.
It followed The Last Jedi.
Yes.
The only thing is people might have forgot about the film's reputation, but the reputation would have been the same.
Yes, it would have been exactly the same. You know, people are still mad, and you've added flame to the... you've added oil to the fire now. Yeah. You can't expect things to just get fixed overnight, you know? But that's all that us as Star Wars fans have been asking for, is just that Kathleen Kennedy goes, because she is incapable of making a good story in these movies. She doesn't know what she's doing. This trilogy of films, episode 7, 8, and 9, they don't know where it's going. That's what led to The Lost Jedi disaster, because you allowed fucking Rian Johnson, arguably one of the, after this, I would say one of the worst filmmakers of all time. You know,
yeah.
But remember, he applauds you for that. He likes being hated.
Yes, because apparently, that's...
Now, it's easy to say that when you are hated, you know. If everybody's pissed off at you, it's easy to go, oh no, I like it when people feel this way about me. Really.
Yeah.
That there's something wrong with you, but...
All right. Should I go on to the next one?
Yes, I'll carry on. Also, remember the simple role of economics in the choices many viewers made related to Solo. Most people only see 4 movies per year in theaters, and they already saw Black Panther Infinity War this year. And most are awaiting Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, so a lot of them probably decided to skip Solo since they just saw another Star Wars movie a few months ago, and many felt that one was less joyful and family-friendly.
Infinity War is family-friendly?
So what about Fallen Kingdom? I saw the trailer. It's like a volcano on the island exploding. That's family-friendly?
I don't understand his logic here. He's trying to say that because people are seeing other movies that they enjoy, that they won't go to watch a movie that they think that they'll enjoy.
Is he just trying to say that these movies are better and that's why people don't want to watch Solo because they rather watch the better movies?
For a movie that only flopped because of marketing and release date issues, saying that all of these movies are so much better that people decided to watch it instead of Star Wars kind of makes it sound like Star Wars was the worst movie.
Yes. So he's basically trying... It's just excuse central that he's trying to do.
This movie is amazing. But okay, there were better movies.
Yeah, that released kind of a little bit before us. So, I'm sorry. It's like, what is he trying to say?
The company with the same marketers and same marketing budget had one movie that was good and another one that was even better than good, so that's why it failed.
Yes.
What?
But okay, Urbia, it's your...
Alright, so to bring it back full circle, despite the false posturing of the racist and sexist crowd of fans, the truth is, the first time a new Star Wars movie flopped was when the series returned to having a white male lead character. No. Okay, let me continue.
Yes.
There were less people of color in Solo's primary cast too, compared to the other films. Okay, oh Lord. And just to add some additional side thoughts, I think it would be worthwhile to film sizable portions of the new movies in China and India and cast popular local stars in major roles. That would probably help move the needle significantly for Star Wars in the Asia Pacific region, where it needs to develop a stronger foothold akin to the Marvel's remarkable success.
Okay.
Is he really saying that China and Japan wouldn't watch Star Wars if it was full of white people?
Yeah.
Star Wars is huge in Japan, and the original trilogy was full of white people.
You know what's hilarious here is that he's saying that people aren't watching it because it's a white male in the role.
We don't
What's
have enough
Marvel?
tokens in the movie.
Marvel
We
has
need more
how many
tokens.
white males in the fucking primary roles? What are you trying to say? Iron Man, Captain America,
Spider-Man.
the Spider-Man, like how?
All
like,
the female leads too.
Yes,
Black
most of
Widow.
them are
The
white
only
as
person
well.
of color, people of color, are Thanos and Gamora, and technically they're aliens, not.
Black Panther is the only one that's like on Earth, then but.
Yeah, that's the only movie he acknowledges.
And yes, and it's like, and so somehow you're trying to say to me
He doesn't have to make these excuses because, despite being full of white people, the movie had. Oh, wait for it. Good characters and a nice story. It had its
Yes.
flaws, but because it had good characters, good actors, and everything had context, what happened? Everybody liked it.
Yes.
a
What
very-
a novel
Yeah,
concept.
to varying degrees. I didn't
Yes.
think it was the best thing since grated cheese, but, it's better than this shit.
But okay. And,
Yeah.
And Margin, leave us off with,
All right.
with one of the final
All right.
paragraphs. We haven't gone through all the paragraphs here, but
It's-
if you want
but-
to read
and-
more of it, it'll be in the description.
Let's make this clear. These are his words, not mine.
Yes.
And I'll even toss in an enthusiastic endorsement for the new comic books Marvel is releasing to tie into their official canonical backstory for Star Wars. Some of the comics are seriously as good as the storytelling in the movies.
Jesus,
For
let's hope not.
Jesus, no! It's amazing stuff, and if you love Star Wars, I urge you to check it out. The new comic books. Oh my God, you
What are
marketing
like the narrator
paid
for the Justice League or something?
marketing paid off
Okay,
fraud.
So first of all, he's already said it here himself. He'll
He's
even
paid
toss
for
in an enthusiastic endorsement. He's an obvious shill.
He's-
an obvious shill.
He's bought and paid for.
He's
Of
bought
course,
and
he
paid
likes
for.
Kennedy. Kennedy owns him.
Like, it's so
Yeah.
stupid. Like, and by the way, if you want to advertise your comics and the stories that are in them, don't compare them to the movies. Oh my God.
Please. Like, I really don't want to read them now.
Yes. Like, after hearing that from him, I'm like, nope. No, I'm not reading that shit.
It's like in gaming. It's like you should really play Sea of Thieves. It's like Mind Jack. You're like the game was awful. Why?
But okay, we'll leave it up to you guys to decide what you think about this Forbes article. Honestly, I think it's the biggest amount of dribble I've ever read in my entire life.
He says, "Let's come full circle." He spoke in circles
Yes.
at least 4 times.
Yes, we had to remove like so many paragraphs from
Because he just kept on
because
repeating
he just kept
himself.
on repeating
Like-
himself.
Yeah, he kept going racists, sexists, money, marketing, racists, marketing, money, good background, money, sexists.
Yes.
And then you go,
And
dude.
Kathleen
Yes,
Kennedy's
so-
origins,
so-
which we
oh,
completely removed.
Yes,
because
so
nobody wants to hear
this
that.
this is basically confirmation, isn't it? It's confirmation that Kathleen Kennedy is gone. Because for you to spit out this drivel, like fucking,
God.
there's no other reason. She has to be gone from
Look,
behind the scenes.
if I could venture a theory, the chances are, remember, if they fire her, they do have to pay severance and all that fun stuff to get rid of her. If she was going to step down, she probably would have struck a deal saying, listen, you have to paint me, in the best light possible before I step down, because I'm not going out into the world with all this hate that I made. But
Yes, but okay, you can see. Look, nobody is as stupid as she thinks the fan base is. So,
I love
Good point.
Exactly. So please spare us, Kathleen Kennedy. Please just go away, resign yourself to whatever is left of your shambled career.
Or stay as CEO and stop interfering in the creative process.
Yes, just stop. But okay. Any last words, guys? I think we've said what we needed to say.
Yeah.
I think I'll go read a DC comic just for that
Yes.
fucking
right.
Yeah, just to piss them
piss
off.
them off.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time.